still there? To delete the message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9. To hear more options, press 0.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I forgot my mic. Where's my mic? Where's my mic? Oh. Okay. I have my mic. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of String Spark the Podcast. I'm your host Esther Edu, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Alright, so today we're going to take a huge trend and put a little spin on it. So I'm sure you've heard of the 75 hard challenge, where a person locks in. Did I just say locks in? I'm re-recording that. So the 75 hard challenge, where a person basically really focuses on like their physical and mental health for 75 days straight, really trying to get into their wellness era. That's been a huge trend on social media. But what if it was for musicians? So today we're going to design a 75 hard challenge to help you ace your next audition and grow as a musician. And here at String Spark, we're all about fostering musical excellence in our youth. So all these tips are definitely going to help you on your musical journey and to grow into an even better musician and just advance in your life in general. And additionally, these are all disciplines that I'm also working on and want to incorporate into my own life on a regular basis. So I'm working on it right alongside you. Alright, so first, record your daily practice sessions every single day without fail. Recording has actually changed so much about how I play, how I play violin, how I sing. It has actually changed so much. And I will say, recording yourself for the first time is actually so scary because whenever I started recording myself, I would say, on and off every now here and then during my practice, I would start recording myself probably a few years ago. And when I did, I was like, who is that? Because it's not what I'm hearing in my ear at all. Because literally what you hear, when you're playing, when you're singing, like when you're playing your instrument or when you're singing can be so different from what people listening to you are hearing. And recording helps you to actually see the reality of what you're playing, your intonation mistakes, maybe also because additionally also because being expressive and into the music is also really important in a performer. You may think that you are looking very into the music and you're in moving the music and that you're showing the dynamics with your expressions, but you can record yourself and not see any of that coming through. Same thing with dynamics and dynamic contrast and stuff between fortes and pianos. That can also really be a jump scare when you're recording and realize you can't really hear any of it. Because when you're working really focusing on being really good at one technique, for example, it's so easy to think oh yeah, I'm absolutely getting this down. This is definitely eating. This is definitely I'm definitely getting this down. So good. But then you're recording, you can't hear anything. There's no dynamic contrast. There's no articulation. I have no idea how this happens or why this happens or why it's so hard to have a super accurate idea of what you actually sound like. But for some reason, especially for me, recording actually helps me so much to the reality of my playing and where my biggest pitfalls are. And even when I'm super, and on the flip end too, when I'm stressing really bad about maybe my intonation or maybe even the dynamics, and then I record it, I'm that's not even that bad. I can move on to work on something else. So yeah, definitely recording really helps to show you the reality of your playing, how well you're actually doing, and what your audience, what your teacher, what your mentor is going to be hearing when you play for them. And so this will help to bring the advice and tips and pointers you receive from mentors into perspective a lot better, and for you to actually be able to improve what that panel of judges is going to hear and your audience as well. And then next, find someone who genuinely really supports you in your musical journey and regularly perform for them. So personally, performance anxiety is something that I definitely deal with, and it can be super hard. Oh my gosh, you can practice so much and then you just literally do so bad on stage for absolutely no reason. Literally hate when that happens. It's so annoying. I'm and I did all this for what? I did all this for what? It's super annoying. But I have found that like when I practice and like perform for other people, like as like mock performances, it helps so much. Like I recently played in my church, and just my siblings and my mom, like I'm so grateful for them. I'm so thankful for them that they support me so much, my musical journey and all that I'm working toward, the programs that I do. It can be a lot, and I'm super grateful to have them supporting me through it. And yeah, and like in rehearsing for my church performance, like I'd be like, oh, hey guys, can I like play my song for you? Like, I want to see if you like it, what you think about it, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh yeah, like no problem. And so I played for them, probably I'd say maybe at least twice, maybe even 3 or 4 times. But I feel like doing that really helped me to like practice getting to like the focused mindset you need when you're performing, and then also like feeling more comfort performing and playing for others. Because literally, like, it doesn't matter for me personally, like it doesn't even matter if I'm like comfortable with this person, I know they're not going to judge me, like all of those things. Literally doesn't even matter. I'll still get nervous. I will still get nervous. Like I don't know why. I don't know why. Like it can be someone I'm literally my mom, like she's heard me from day one, like it does not matter, but yet I can still feel like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to mess up. Like even performing from like my siblings and parents, I can still feel like a little bit of pressure, and it just gets you into like performance mindset a little bit better, helps you feel like, and like kind of like confront the emotions or like thought patterns you might have when you actually are performing. And so you can work on them before you get on that stage, improve them now before the performance day comes. Finding any way you can get performance practice in is just so helpful in overcoming performance anxiety, because like I feel like most of the time, or for me, it can super just like be like just like a fear of you not being able to like pull it off. Because like when you've had like 1 bad performance, 2 bad performances, 3 bad performances before in your past, out of like the multitude of performances you had overall throughout your entire musical journey, it can just be so like, what's it called? Like, it's just like a fear like you can have like anytime you're going to perform, like, oh, it's just gonna be a repeat of that one time when I did that on stage. Like, it can just be super scary. So find people who support you and want to see you do your best is super good in getting better performance. And they don't have to be like super musically inclined either. Like for example, like my mom, like she doesn't play any instrument, she hasn't had any like formal music training, but still, you know, playing music, like your audience isn't always going to be other musicians. It's commonly just people who love music. And so hearing feedback from those people is also super important, especially when you let them know like what you're working on. Like you're like, okay, so in this piece I'm going for like a more, let's say it's a slow moving piece, like a swan, like I forgot who composed it, but like the swan on cello. Like, oh, if you're going for like a piece like that, like you're like, I want you to feel more relaxed and maybe like a little sleepy, or like at peace. I want you to feel that, and I want you to tell me like whether you felt that, or like if that didn't come through as much. Or if like you're working on like dynamics, for example, then you can be like, okay, so I want to have a lot of contrast, and I want to really engage you as my audience, and I want to have you tell me how entertained or like engaged you felt my performance. So like giving them pointers if they're not like musically trained formally, and hearing feedback is so helpful, literally so helpful. And if they're musicians themselves, even the better. Like it's so good to perform for musician friends, but you know, just anyone in general too is awesome. And lastly, I would say watch a performance a day. I have actually learned so much outside of the classroom, outside of orchestra rehearsal, outside of private lessons, from literally just watching YouTube. I kid you not. Watching professionals play is literally so eye-opening into like your own habits when you play, and putting yourself and a professional side to side. Not to negatively compare yourself, but to learn from what they're doing and what you can improve on. So like for example, someone I watch literally all the time, because I literally love their playing so much. I love the Mendelssohn Concerto, and they did it so well. Ray Chen. I love his music so much. Like, And I love his like style too. It's like a little bit fun, it's a little bit bright. I really like it. So I definitely watch and reference his recordings a lot in my practice. And something I learned from his practice, or like, sorry, not his practice, his performances, would be like his bow distribution. So like I'm a violinist, so the bow is like a super crucial part of the instrument. Like it brings out the dynamics, the color, the tone, all those type of things. So seeing how he used his bow to bring out expression and dynamics and stuff like that taught me how to use my bow better to also bring out those same emotions and colors that I wanted to see in my own performance of the work. And for you, it can be an instrumentalist or singer that you look up to in your genre, just to learn from them and see what works for them, and maybe even incorporate a little bit of that into your own style. And this can mature your playing, this can advance your playing, this can bring you fixes to things that you didn't otherwise know how to solve. And yeah, this is like a one that I really, really like, because like you can really just be relaxing, like having a snack or something and just watching a performance and learning from that at the same time. Alright, thank you so much for watching this episode. I had lots of fun filming it. These are things that I'm trying to work on too in my own like practice routine, because I also want to get better. I also want to improve, and I hope this really helped you as well, and that these are some tips that you can also incorporate into your own life. So if you made it this far, comment the music like note emoji down below so I can know that you enjoyed the video and that you made it this far. And we also have a Spotify podcast too, so feel free to listen there too. And yeah, so I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye bye. I am so hungry.